Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com, dwyerboxingnews.com. Remember, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be a second opinion from a complete stranger online. There's a huge fight taking place in Poland tomorrow. As I make this video, Pacific Coast time on the west coast of America, California, on September the 21st, 2012. Here's what's on my mind. The Cruiserweight title. Just imagine you're a challenger and you're facing the champion in the champion's country before the champion's fans. And just imagine that you use lateral movement, a jab, a much quicker reset time, and by that I mean the time it takes you to get off punches once you move to a new location, and you keep the champ turning like a top, eating jabs for 12 rounds. Now just imagine that everyone knows that you've won the fight, that you have fought your entire career to get to this point, you're unbeaten, you're now in your mid-30s, and you have clearly outboxed the slower headhunting champion over 12 rounds, winning at least 8 of the 12 rounds. Everyone knows it. Unfortunately, the 3 people who don't happen to be the judges. That's what happened to underdog Francisco Palacios in Poland against cruiserweight champion Krzysztof Wlodarcyzk. This was the fight Wlodarcyzk had before. He fought Danny Green in a fight where he also looked sluggish, was losing the fight, and then Danny Green ran out of gas, right? My point to you is simply that Palacios, in my opinion, and he's an underdog, he's a plus 170, is the superior boxer between these two guys. Wlodarcyzk is the superior puncher. Wlodarcyzk always has a puncher's chance. But even in Poland, what I've found is that the fans will tolerate one robbery, right? When they have a local hero, they'll say, okay, you know what? You had an off night. We'll give this one to you. But they're not going to tolerate a second robbery, right? Wlodarcyzk is Polish. He is a local hero. But I believe that Palacios is a live underdog in this one. I don't think he gets robbed like he did the first time. The bet I'm recommending is Palacios to win. And he's something like a plus 170 underdog right now. Palacios to win. Straddled against Wlodarcyzk by KO. The local favorite always has a puncher's chance, right? His nickname is El Diablo for a reason. But we've seen in the first Wlodarcyzk fight between him and Steve Cunningham, which was a similar robbery, right, years ago, we've seen that Wlodarcyzk has a problem with movement, lateral movement, and a jab. Cunningham, quite frankly, won that fight. Of course, the judges thought differently, right? Those two guys then fought a rematch that solved things. Well, my point is simply this. Wlodarcyzk has a heavy front foot. He has a problem lifting it off the canvas, resetting, right, against a fighter who moves. Palacios fights a bit like Andre Durrell. If you have a problem resetting your front foot against a mover, you're in trouble. So Francisco Palacios, in my opinion, is a live underdog. He's worth a look. Okay, as I said, the bet I'm recommending is Palacios to win the fight, straddled against Wlodarcyzk by KO. Understand the risk, and it's huge. I'm recommending that you consider betting against a Polish fighter in Poland, right? No knock on Poland. It's very hard, as Johnny Gonzalez found out. to win some fights in Las Vegas. Every area has its eccentricities, right? But I just believe that Wlodarcyk's inability to pick up that front foot and to keep up with the foot speed of the faster Francisco Palacios will decide the winner in this fight. I think it's Palacios. We'll see if I'm right. Let's get to another fight. This fight's huge in the United Kingdom. It's Ricky Burns against Kevin Mitchell. You know, quite frankly, Ricky Burns is a fighter that I've been wrong about in the past, right? Ricky Burns, in my opinion, has no power, right? Has no power. But Ricky Burns is one of the best defensive fighters in boxing. You saw that when he beat Michael Casitas. Now, I believe Kevin Mitchell is more talented than Ricky Burns. But this is boxing. Kevin Mitchell, while he's more talented, while he has more power, while he has, in my opinion, a more diversified attack, Mitchell's a guy who can take you out, or if he wants, he can fight you on his back foot with movement and completely outmaneuver you like he did against Breeders Prescott. Right? Mitchell is interesting. Much more power than Ricky Burns. But as I said before, this is boxing. While Mitchell is more talented, Mitchell, in my opinion, is also more troubled. Right? There's stories of Kevin Mitchell outside the ring. Kevin Mitchell, in interviews, has admitted to having problems focusing in the past. There are more questions about which Kevin Mitchell shows up than which Ricky Burns, right? The way I'm playing this fight, and it might surprise some people, but here again, I like the underdog Kevin Mitchell to win the fight, straddled against the over. Even though Kevin Mitchell got stopped by Michael Casitas, and even though Ricky Burns beat Michael Casitas, I do not see Ricky Burns being able to knock out Kevin Mitchell. I can see either guy winning this fight by decision. I can also see Kevin Mitchell playing angles. He's talented. Kevin Mitchell playing angles and finding a way to close the show inside of the distance. So I'm going to go with the underdog in this one, Kevin Mitchell. But I'm going to straddle it with the over. So if the fight goes the distance, I'm taken care of regardless of who wins it. I think Burns' lack of power, in my opinion, and the fact that I've seen him out-jabbed by people like Joseph Laria for moments in their fight, right? And the fact that Burns, to me, doesn't really keep people at the end of a jab. He has a nice jab, but he doesn't really keep you at the end of the jab. Tells me that Mitchell is going to have his opportunities. Let me say this. People here online know I took Casitas over Mitchell because of styles, right? Casitas is a hunter, right? I thought he was going to break Mitchell. But Ricky Burns doesn't fight like Casitas. Styles make fights. In boxing, there are not too many absolutes, right? So what I'm expecting to happen, Burns does have a size advantage. What I'm expecting to happen is there to be a feeling out process early in this fight, right? During that feeling out process, don't be surprised if Kevin Mitchell finds a way to get inside and to throw some withering body punches, right? Mitchell is one of boxing's more interesting individuals. I believe the talent is obvious. I'm just not sure if the mindset is obvious. So I'll take Mitchell to win, in part to get the plus 150 odds, straddle against the over, right? If Mitchell wins this fight late or by decision, you win both halves of the bet, right? If Ricky Burns gets a stoppage inside of the over, understand the risk. You lose both sides of the bet. I could see Burns winning by decision. I could see Mitchell winning by decision. I could see Mitchell winning by KO. I can't see Burns, the favorite, winning by KO. Let me also say this too. I thought Burns was completely out of gas the last 2 rounds against Michael Kassidis. Right? There is a weight dynamic with Ricky Burns, who's gained weight to fight at this division. Right? Don't sleep on the idea that Burns might give away the later rounds after being tested more severely than he was in the early rounds against Michael Kassidis. Mitchell can come forward. He can also fight backward. Right? That's a little bit different than Michael Kassidis. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments for me here online. Visit us at DwyerBoxingNews.com and GamblersAdvisory.com. Thanks for watching.